Okay, so, every time you turn around, there's like 5 new AI tools popping up.
Yeah.
Like, it's exciting, but also kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like drinking from a fire hose of AI out there.
Exactly. And a bunch of you sent in a link to this aidos.dev thing, so we're going to, dive into that today.
Yeah, let's do it.
See if it lives up to the hype. Because they're calling themselves the ultimate AI, which is a bold move, right?
Yeah, that's throwing down the gauntlet right there. Ultimate AI. It's like, all right, you better be good. So what are they like? What's the main sell here?
So from what I'm gathering, it's all about being your AI companion.
Yeah.
Like this all-in-one platform for everything AI.
Right.
And they hit you with that classic line like supercharged content generation that's, effortless and takes seconds.
Well, we've heard that before.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But the thing that caught my eye, and maybe this is where they're trying to differentiate themselves, is the sheer variety of stuff they claim to do.
Okay, lay it on me.
We're talking like text generation, obviously.
Right.
Images, even code generation, which, that's a whole other beast.
That's a crowded field already.
It really is.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, and also voiceovers and video editing.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. So they're going from like writing a blog post to like full-on video production.
Apparently. So, like, ambitious. Definitely. Maybe a little too ambitious.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, because those are really different beasts, right? Like the tech behind generating a good image versus like editing a whole video, that's pretty complex stuff.
For sure. And, I'm always a little skeptical when a tool claims to do everything, because can it really do everything well?
Exactly. Jack of all trades, master of none, right? Like, I'd rather have something that's really, really good at one thing than something that's just kind of okay at a million things.
Totally. And speaking of doing a lot, can we talk about these features?
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it.
Because they do not skimp on the features.
Like, what are we talking about here? Give me the rundown.
Okay, so unlimited templates.
Right. Standard.
Standard, but always good to have. Customizable templates, so you can actually, tailor it to your needs. Multilingual support, which is huge if you've ever tried to wrangle a tool that only speaks English.
Oh, yeah. That's a lifesaver for sure. Especially as, like, the world's getting more and more global. You got to be able to speak to everybody.
Exactly. And then, I thought this was interesting, collaboration features built in. So it's not just for, like, solopreneurs, but also for teams.
Oh, that's interesting. So, like, you could be working on a project with a colleague and both be in there, like, tweaking things.
Yeah, that's the idea. They're definitely pitching this as, like, a team sport kind of AI tool.
Interesting. Okay, so they're ticking a lot of the boxes so far. Like, they're addressing a lot of the pain points that people have with these AI tools.
They really are. But where it gets really interesting, I think, is the templates themselves.
Okay, so let's talk templates. What are we working with here?
So you've got your usual suspects, blog posts, templates, social media content, all that jazz.
Right, the bread and butter.
Exactly. But then they go off-roading. And I'm talking like way off-roading.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example. Give me the weirdest one.
Okay, you ready for this? X thread generator.
An X thread generator.
Yeah. Like, because apparently we all need to be like master thread makers on X now.
I mean, it's true. A good thread it's an art form.
It really is. But
Yeah.
then, and I'm not making this up, an apology email generator.
They have an AI that will write your apology emails for you.
That's what they're saying. Like, AI, take over my inbox, I'm done.
I mean, hey, if it saves me from like writer's block when I've messed up, maybe.
Right. But the one that really made me scratch my head was startup ideas with quantities.
Startup idea with quantities. What does that even mean?
I know. Like, are they analyzing market trends, competitor data? What are these quantities?
It's like they're trying to quantify creativity, which is, I don't know, that's a tough one.
It's a bold strategy for sure. We'll see how it pays off.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that one.
Me too. But okay, so all of this sounds great in theory, right?
Sure.
But we got to talk pricing.
Yes. The question on everyone's mind, how much is this going to set me back?
Right, because features are great, but not if they cost you an arm and a leg. So they've got 4 plans.
Okay, lay 'em on me.
GPT 3.5, GPT 4.0 Hero, and then the like supersized unlimited plan.
Okay, so breaking it down, the GPT 3.5 and the GPT 4, those are referring to the AI models, right?
Exactly. So GPT 3.5, that's kind of like the standard these days. We've seen that a lot. GPT 4.0, supposedly more powerful.
Newer, fancier, all that.
Exactly. And as you go up in the plans, you get access to the fancier model, more words, more images, all that good stuff. The unlimited plan, I'm like, who is this for? Like, are
Yeah.
you churning out content? Like a content farm over here?
Right. It makes you wonder, like, who needs that much AI-generated content?
I mean, maybe agencies? People who are doing, like, massive amounts of content marketing. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe they're just hoping that nobody actually hits that unlimited limit.
Well, it could be their strategy. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's not really about unlimited this or unlimited that, right? It's about, is this stuff any good?
That's always the million-dollar question, isn't it? Like, 1,000,000 words a month means nothing if they're all garbage.
Exactly.
And that's where, I start to get a little bit skeptical. Because they have that whole testimonial section, right? Like, look how happy our users are.
Right. Every website's got that.
But it's like, they're all so vague. It's just like, this tool transformed my content creation process.
Yeah. Okay, but how?
Like, what were you struggling with before? And what specifically did this tool do to fix it?
Give the details.
Yeah, exactly. It's like saying, that movie was good. Okay, but tell me why.
Right. What'd you like about it?
Give me the spoilers.
Yeah.
Give me the character analysis. Don't just tell me it was good.
Exactly.
And I think that's something to keep in mind with any of these AI tools, right? Like, testimonials can be helpful, but you got to look for specifics. Like, what kind of content are people actually creating with this thing?
Yeah. Are there reviews from, like, people in your field? People who are actually doing the kind of work that you're doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what works for, like, a social media manager might not cut it for, like, a software developer.
Oh, totally. Different tools for different tasks, even within the AI world.
Absolutely. And speaking of how things work, they kind of gloss over the actual process, which makes me a little wary.
Okay, so how do they say it works?
So they break it down into 3 steps: explain, input, edit, export.
Okay.
And on the one hand, I do appreciate the simplicity, right? Like, nobody wants to read a novel just to figure out how to write a blog post.
Right.
But on the other hand, I'm like, are they sacrificing control for the sake of ease of use?
It's like those, those like one-click filters you can put on photos.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you want those just to like quickly make something look a little bit better. But other times you need like the fine-tuned controls, right?
Yeah, exactly. You need the granular control. And I feel like with AI, sometimes you need that granular control to really fine-tune the output to make sure it aligns with like your brand voice or, whatever your specific goals are.
Totally.
And it's that explain step that's really making me wonder, like, how much explaining do you actually have to do? Can you give the AI detailed instructions? Or is it more like, here's a general idea, go wild?
Right.
We don't know.
Okay, so we've got a bit of a mystery on our hands.
We do.
Like, on the one hand, we have this tool that seems like it can do everything.
It does.
Tons of features, sleek interface, all the content types under the sun.
Right.
But on the other hand, we're missing some key details.
Exactly.
Like how good is the output really? How much control do you actually have?
The big questions.
So for someone listening to this, maybe they're feeling a little lost in the AI weeds here. What are some key takeaways about Aidos.dev specifically that they should remember?
Ooh, good question.
I think the big thing is, like, they're really going for it with Aidos.dev, Like, they want to be the AI tool, period.
Yeah, the one-stop shop, which I get it. That's appealing. Who wouldn't want one tool that does it all?
Right.
But
That's that.
But there's always a but, isn't there? It comes back to those key questions. Quality and control. Can they actually deliver amazing blog posts and stunning images and decode that actually works, Amy?
And not just like generic cookie cutter stuff, right?
Right. Like if I'm using an AI to help me write, I still want it to sound like, my voice, my style.
Exactly. Like if I'm going to have an AI write an apology email for me.
Please tell me you'll always proofread those.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not hitting send on that without a thorough human once-over.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It needs to sound genuine, not like robot apology.
Yeah. Dear valued user, we regret to inform you that we have once again deeply inconvenienced you.
Exactly. No, thank you. So it all comes down to the user experience, right?
Yeah.
Which we can only speculate so much from a website.
Exactly. We need to hear from the trenches. People who are actually using Aidos.dev day in and day out.
That's where you come in, dear listeners. Have you tried this thing?
Hit us with your Aidos.dev war stories.
The good, the bad, the AI generated. Head over to our website, leave a comment, send us a message. We want to hear it all.
Because honestly, the more info we have, the better equipped we all are to figure out, like, is this hype or is this the future?
Right? Because there's a new future every week, it feels like.
Yeah.
Which is exciting, but also a little dizzying. So keep those Aidos.dev reviews coming. In the meantime, keep experimenting, keep asking those good questions, and we'll be back next week to dive into Who even knows what it'll be next week? Some other shiny AI object, I'm sure.
Guaranteed.